Hello, welcome back to another episode of Midas TV. If we haven't met yet, my name is Carly and I'm so glad that you are here. If you've clicked on this particular video, it's likely that you are thinking about or you might have already started your own business. Now, I just want to take a moment to say congratulations because this is not something that everybody is brave enough to embark on. There are things that business owners do and entrepreneurs do. There are places that we go. There are challenges that we put ourselves through that you just don't get in a 9-to-5 job. And for me, this has been so incredibly rewarding, not just because of what my business has given to mine and my husband's life in terms of time freedom and financial freedom and location freedom, but it's also about who I've become along the way. So if you are standing at the edge, like tipping over, about to start and launch your business, take a leap. It is going to be wonderful. You have got so much to look forward to. But this video is all about how to launch your business without all of the overwhelm, with all of the ease in 14 days or less. So I want to peel back the curtains and I want to show you a really easy step-by-step way for you to launch your business in 14 days or less, because I know that one of the major reasons that people hold themselves back, and this was the exact same for me, from starting their business is because they don't know what to focus on. We live in an information age where you can gather so much information right here on YouTube about what to do, but there is often so much information that we can sometimes go into procrastination and into overwhelm because we have uncertainty about which thing to actually do. I want you to walk away from this video knowing the exact steps to take to launch your business in 14 days or less. So let's get started. The very first thing I would recommend that anybody do when they start their business is check in on their motivation. Running a business, like I said before, can be really super challenging. There are going to be some times where you have to put yourself in really uncomfortable situations, learning new skills, building new relationships, putting yourself out there, being seen, being visible, being the breadwinner sometimes, putting yourself through all of these difficult situations. We have to know why we're doing it. We have to have a reason why. And what I always teach my clients is that there are 3 ways that we can tap into our why. We can tap into the reason for ourselves. We can tap into the reason for our family and our friends and the people in our innermost circle that we care about the most and how our business is going to impact them, what it's going to give to them. And we can tap into what our business is going to do for the wider community, for our clients, for their families, for the people that they have in their lives. The reason that I always suggest we tap into this motivation on 3 levels is really simple. Is because when the going gets tough, if you're only doing it for yourself, your reason to stop doing it is going to be greater than your reason for doing it, right? But when we are tapped into why this is so meaningful, not just for ourselves, but for everyone else around us, that makes it so much easier for us to keep going because we're focused on the big picture. That's the first thing I want you to do, is to focus back in on the motivation and your inspiration for running your business. The second thing I would really recommend that you do is to start to get really clear reasoning and understanding about who you specifically want to serve. Now, you might want to serve a few different people. That's completely fine. A lot of very successful businesses have a number of different ideal clients within their business. They might even solve a number of different problems. That's completely fine. I am not a massive advocate for just doing one thing. I really encourage you to do the things that light you up, which means following multiple different pathways if that's what you want to do. But what I want to encourage you to do is make sure that with each of those pathways, or if there is only one pathway, that you have very clear understanding of who you are wanting to help, the problem they have that you are wanting to solve, the outcome that they are going to create by working with you, and also the process through which you help them to create that outcome. Too many people start their businesses unsure about who they are going to help, and their marketing and their sales therefore becomes too general. When we are too general in our language and our marketing and our sales and the strategies we use to identify where our ideal clients hang out, where we can market to them, where we can show them that we exist and that our solution exists, when we're too general, we end up attracting nobody. So it doesn't matter, even if you want to have multiple different offers and multiple different solutions and services, you still need to have clarity on each one of those so that you can know how to create a really strong marketing and sales plan to bring those people into your business. Now, the reason that I also encourage you to start getting clarity about how you help your people is that because when you have clarity and confidence how you're going to create that outcome, your messaging is going to be so much clearer. Your confidence shines through. People get drawn to that confidence because when people are in a place of being unsure about what to do, they get drawn to confidence. Now, I'm not saying fake it till you make it. What I am saying is look at the evidence that shows you already you're an expert in helping people solve that problem. Because I bet you are. You wouldn't have been drawn to help this particular market if you weren't. So dig deep, look at your experience, your qualifications, your life experience, previous roles that have drawn on this, the skill set that you have, what comes naturally to you that you might even not be able to explain where it comes from. Look at all of those things and know that that is your unique skill set that is going to help those people move from where they are to where they want to be. The third thing is, there comes a time in your business where you need to put on your big girl pants and do the official stuff that is required to start your business. This means registering, choosing a name, setting up bank accounts, figuring out your tax obligations, understanding if you need to have insurance, contracts, those sorts of things. I see too many people leave this too late, and this creates a feeling that they don't have a strong foundation. Now, when you feel like you don't have a strong foundation, again, that comes across in the way that you message. If you don't feel ready to be paid, i.e. your bank accounts aren't set up, you aren't registered, you're like, I'll do that kind of stuff once I get my first paying clients, that comes across because you don't feel ready. But once we set aside the time to put in our big girl pants and do all of those things, tick those boxes, we get a greater sense of that momentum, that foundation that's pushing and driving us forward. Now, the other reason that I suggest that you get across this early is that you want to make sure that any pricing that you decide to pursue, as in what it costs your clients to work with you, you want to make sure that that incorporates all of the things like your tax obligations, all of the expenses that have gone into setting up your businesses. If you're paying for insurance, that's now an expense that you need to take into account when setting your rates. Now, what I don't want you to do is set your rates and then realize that you don't have any money left over for yourself, because we want your business to be profitable from the start. That is very key. Now, the next thing is to start to create a plan to go from people who don't know you yet, all the way to taking them to being a paid client. Now, one of the mistakes that I see people do in this arena is they start taking action in their business, but they don't know why they're doing it. They might seek out networking events, or they start a social media account, or they create a website, or they create a freebie to give away, but they don't understand how it fits into a strategy, and they don't understand why they are doing it. And therefore, it just becomes another box to tick, another action to do, and sometimes this can waste a lot of time. Now, the other reason is that when we have this big list of things that we could do, this is what creates all of the overwhelm. This is what creates the procrastination. This is what slows you down from actually taking action. So you need to know, how are these people going to find out about you? How are they going to learn to like and trust and know you, and learn about your solution, your products and your services, learn about their problem, learn about the fact that you are the person who's there to help them? And then how are they going to go from that state to actually deciding to pay you? Now, of course, this marketing plan is deeper than what I can just go to here on this video on YouTube. But these are things to start thinking about, those 3 levels. How do they find you? How do they trust you? How do they pay you? Now, if you're only thinking about one of these things, or you only know how they're going to find you, but you don't know how to convert them, or if you only know how to convert them, but you don't know how they're going to find you, you're missing a very crucial part of how you're going to be bringing people into and paying you. So these things are very important for you to be thinking about right from the start. The last one is to, once you have that plan, have laser focus. Know which activities are the revenue generating activities. Know which are the things, the dials that you can turn, the buttons that you can press in your business to create outcomes, and focus on doing those. It's very easy to start implementing and then immediately get drawn into bright, shiny object syndrome, thinking that, oh, I have to invest in, this coach over here because they have the one thing that's going to help me. Or I need to implement a landing page and a funnel over here because that's what's going to help me. Not necessarily. If you have a strong strategy from the start and you implement and you are consistent with that for a number of weeks, which turns into a number of months, I promise you that will start generating you income. But it's when we start getting messed up and all over the place and we start getting distracted that all of those strategies then lose their potency, because we're doing one strategy, then letting it go. We're doing another one, then letting it go. We're doing another one, then letting it go. And we don't really have the belief in any of it. And so we have this bright, shiny object syndrome. So what I want you to do is get very clear on what actually is going to move the dials in my business. What is actually going to bring people in? What is going to help them to say yes to themselves and start paying me? What do I actually need to do in terms of client delivery? What do I actually need to do in terms of administration? Those are the main things to be focusing on when you are starting your business. You don't need to be distracted by things like websites or landing pages. Those things can be done later down the track because they take a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of energy to set up when you could actually be starting to sell and help people now. So I hope that has given you a lot more clarity on what actually is required for you to start and launch your business. Be consistent with these activities. You might want to jot down a few steps that you need to do for each of these things before you go and start implementing. Now, I want to tell you about a really awesome opportunity for you to have guidance along these next 14 days in starting your business and making sure it's done with ease and without any of the overwhelm. There is a program within the Midas Academy, which is my business, called Emerge. Emerge is 14 days of distinct bite-sized tasks each and every day to help you get clear on your motivation, help you step into understanding your ideal client, the market, the problem you solve, how you solve it, helps you break down each of those tasks that you need to do to actually start your business in terms of registration and finances and tax, etc. It helps you understand how you are going to, and this means which strategies you are going to use to help people find out about you, to help them be nurtured by your business and help them say yes to themselves and come and start paying you as a client. It helps you to organize your time to know which actions to take and which ones to ignore for now. If you would like to join Emerge, the link is down below, or you can go to our website, www.themidasacademy.com, and go and enroll in Emerge now. I can promise you it is going to make the next 14 days of your launch so much easier, so much faster, and it's going to help you to help your clients and start making impact and money so much faster. I'll see you in there. Ciao, ciao. Bye.